The MMA Guru has exposed himself yet again for being a hateful individual, and Demetrius Johnson actually kind of put him on the spot on the recent episode of their podcast together. Now, here's the thing. MMA Guru is the top content creator in the sport. He gets better numbers than Ariel Helwani, better numbers than Chael Sonnen, Daniel Cormier, all of these guys. MMA Guru is the MMA content king. He's the champion right now. He's got the belt. I'm coming for it, though. Mark my words, I'm coming for that belt. And this is part of the process. We got to start talking about this guy. The MMA Guru has been kind of ignored by the fan base. I've been a fan of this sport longer than MMA Guru, been watching since 2009. And of course, there's people that go way further back than I do. I don't claim to be some sort of authority. I am simply a longtime fan of the sport. And I remember how fans conducted themselves. And it was always pretty shitty. But MMA Guru is the worst of the worst. In this latest meltdown, he is talking about Islam Makhachev. And he says so many things that, I don't even want to say them. I don't even want to repeat them. Go look them up. Hear what he had to say from him. I don't want you to say, oh, you told me the wrong thing. No. Go watch this video. Right now, he's doing an impression of Islam Makhachev celebrating his victory over Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322. He is calling him inbred. He's taking shots at the religion of Islam and Muslims. He's taking shots at, you name it. You name it. Just all those people. He's calling it's not right. It's not right. It's very hateful. It's very negative. But that is what he has built his platform on. That's how he surged to the top. People tried to ignore him, look away, and he became too big to ignore. When you allow for... Listen, guys, there's 7 billion people on the planet. Well, that's back in the days. But there's... What are we at? Like 9 now? 8, 9 billion people on the planet. There's somebody for you. You get what I'm saying? No matter what it is. If you like to sing, if you want to start a YouTube channel and start singing, do that. There is somebody out there for you, and they will watch you. You get me? So he built it and they came. That's the expression. Build it and they will come. And that's what he did. He built this platform. Credit to him. Put himself out there, showing face, all things like that. Credit to him. But I've always said my issue with him is how hateful and negative he can be. I mean, honestly, is there any way he can justify this sort of behavior? Is there any way you can justify this as this isn't even something he's doing behind closed doors? Like, that'd be one thing, right? If you're doing it with your friends behind closed doors and, whatever, right? You're not an example for anybody. You're not on camera spreading it. Like, I just don't think that much hate should be spread and pushed out and parroted. And this guy, again, the biggest content creator in the space, is pushing that. The MMA Guru is now too big to ignore. He has teamed up with Demetrius Johnson. He, the most subscribed guy, beating out everybody else in the numbers. He's too big to ignore. And now, when he lets the mask slip, when he shows himself and how really disgusting he could behave, it's eye-opening. People see it, and people drop off, or and if they don't drop off, they become aware. You know what I mean? A lot of people just didn't know. A lot of fans didn't know MMA Guru until somewhat recently, I would argue. He then went on to talk on the podcast with Demetrius Johnson, saying, I don't want to go out like Dennis. And it's like, bro, it's too late for that. It's too late for that. You cannot say the things you're saying and not expect a reaction. You know, you're talking real crazy. I do content, and I've said some things. I don't think I talk too crazy. I think I keep things off the personal side of things. I don't try to, bring up people's personal lives like Michael Chandler and his kids, the way this guy does. I don't do stuff like that. I don't even talk about what Ilya Taporia is going through. I kind of just reference it like that, but I don't talk about the ins and outs of the whole thing. I don't think we should. I think the video he made on John Jones was disgusting, mean-spirited, hateful, mean girl energy. It was just very, like, what are you? Because it's easy to make fun of Ian Gary and his living situation. But who the fuck are you? And what's your thing? Because, this guy right here that we're looking at, I promise you, he is in a glass house just like anybody else. And for him to be throwing stones at these fighters who, without them, what is he doing? Right? Without them, what's he talking about? Is he going to talk about baseball? I don't know. What else is he interested in? Is he going to talk about, geopolitics? Because, again, he kind of alludes to that sometimes in certain, regards. I just don't like how negative of a force he is. And I would like to see him become a positive force. I would like to see Demetrius Johnson sort of rub off on him in a way. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think, and this is my prediction, I think MMA Guru and Demetrius Johnson, whatever deal was struck, whoever's idea it was to pair the two together, right? Whatever offer was accepted, I think they're going to break up on bad terms. Because even DJ was looking at him like, come on, dude, like, what kind of behavior is that? And Guru kind of took it and, like, let DJ put him in that spot, and it was like, but I could just see it, because the ego on this guy and that echo chamber, what that chat does to people, we talked about this with Rajah Jackson's situation. What that echo chamber does to people is very damaging. It makes them lose themselves. It makes them forget logic and reason and look to entertain the chat. If they get embarrassed like Rajah did, the ego comes back and says, we got to do something to win chat back over, you know what I mean? And you end up in the situation he did. The MMA Guru, Jack Della Maddalena lost, really wanted him to win, super emotionally invested, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. I've grown out of that, you know what I mean? Me personally, being a fan for so long, I don't really get emotionally invested no more. I'm kind of just like watching and learning, and believe it or not, grappling is part of martial arts, so you kind of gotta respect that, and you gotta let the fights play out, and styles make fights, and that's that, you know what I mean? Styles make fights. Someone's going to come around and figure out how to stop that. If Islam Makhachev doesn't retire early and he sticks around and he waits for the sport to be done with him kind of thing, like he does the normal thing, people going to figure it out. People are 100% going to figure out how to beat that style. But that's pretty much all I got for this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below, whether you agree or disagree. It doesn't matter. Just join the discussion, subscribe for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.